stage, Ricky Balshaw!
Oh, Jesus, keep clapping. Nice to come to such an accessible gig. Fucking knackers. I was supposed to be the first act on, but it took me this long to get down the bastard stairs. If there's a fucking fire alarm tonight, just save yourselves. I'll just stop, drop, and roll over here. Hope for the fucking best, walking past the guy with the longest legs in Liverpool. Fucking show off. Oh, it's a nice start. And how we doing, guys? You all good, yeah? Oh, good. Let me introduce myself. My name's Ricky. And before I get any smart-ass comments, that is not short for rickets. Oh shit, we're off. No, I am disabled. I feel the need to say that now because you know there's a big thing. You can't see all disabilities, and I know I hide mine well. It's all about being PC, innit? Do you know what I mean? No, I got stuck when I was born. I got the umbilical cord wrapped around my throat, and my mum. I mean, let's be honest, that lazy bitch should have pushed harder. Shouldn't she? Look what she did to me, mate. Okay. I'm not even bitter. I'm not even bitter about it. Slag. Yeah, I've got something called cerebral palsy. And it's not all comedy. There's someone just go, yeah. So that seems a strange point to heckle, mate. But yeah, so fucking hell. So yeah, I've got cerebral palsy, and there's a little bit of education tonight. It's not all comedy. There are a few types of cerebral palsy, and I've got the spastic type. Ooh. Oh, I feel I've created a bit of tension in the fucking room there. I'm going to be honest with you, people. I don't think we need to be scared of using that word. I don't fucking think we use it enough. I don't, but it's how you use the word that's important. So the word spastic, it means tight. So if my doctor says to me, Rick, you're looking a bit tight, you're looking a bit spastic, I haven't got a problem with that. Someone calls me a spastic wanker. From across the road, I've got a problem despite both being factually correct. But if you are going to use that word, if you decide to use that word, please make sure you use it right. And, you know, bear in mind that SPAC lives matter. I feel like I should take a knee now, but I probably wouldn't get up. Yeah, I was just like any other kid growing up. Just like any other kid, I was naughty from time to time. I didn't like vegetables. Yeah, the irony is not lost on me either. I mean, I did go to a special school. Are we allowed to say that now? I fucking said it, and but I was one of the cool kids at school. I was cool as fuck, man. I had the foam head guard. Yeah, I had the calipers. Fucking flying. The sad part of this story is Forrest Gump was my hero. Growing up. What's your name here, mate? Jack. Have you seen Forrest Gump, Jack? You've seen the film. So you know the scene where the kids chase him in a calipers, they break away, the next minute he's able-bodied? Yeah, this dickhead here thought it was based on a true story. I got my brother to chase me up the garden like a knobhead, didn't I? I says, come on, mate, if this goes well, we can have real races, sunshine. I'm going to be honest with you, people, it did not go very well. I was expecting Forrest Gump. It was more like the opening scene of Saving Private Ryan. It was bad. There was shrapnel. It was fucking bad. And I needed a bit of encouragement. I needed my mum and my dad to pick me up and say, don't worry, Rick. Everything's going to be all right. Don't worry. That's not the type of guy my dad is, people. He called me a dick. And he took me inside, he sat me down, and he says, come on, mate, what do you want to be when you're older? Because let's be honest, running, it isn't your thing. I mean, he's not wrong, is he, Jack? I just didn't need to hear it at 6 years old. Do you know what I mean, mate? Fuck this. I'm going off script now. This ain't comedy for me. This is therapy. I've got to get some things off my chest. I'll tell you the type of guy my dad is, right? Because I'm cool now. I've got metal sticks. But when I... Not the punchline, guys. I'm breaking my fucking heart up here. You right there, mate? Fucking hell, I feel like I'm back at special school or something. What the fuck was that? Yeah. All I heard was vowels, which just adds to the fucking... But yeah, because I'm cool, I've got metal sticks. But when I was younger, I had them really shit wooden NHS ones with the spazzy little handles. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? And we've already established I didn't like vegetables. So to get me to eat my veg, my dad says, Rick, eat your veg, you grow big and strong. I said, that's great news, Dad. Thanks. Dogged down a load of broccoli, didn't I? I've recently found out my dad took my wooden sticks into the garage that night, sawed a little bit off the end. Yeah, let that sink in, right? I woke up the next day like, yeah, Dad, I've grown. I mean, who's the dickhead? My clothes still fit me, right? I'll tell you what else my dad did a few years later. We were down at Butlins. And, you know, they have them talent shows, the dance shows, you know what I'm talking about. We sat down watching. I needed a wee. I was like, Dad, where's the toilets, mate? I need a wee. He said, all the way around there, mate. I said, trust me on this one. Walk across the stage, you'll probably win this thing. I don't mean to brag. Ladies and gentlemen, but you are looking at the Butlins 1995 dance champion. Woo! Yeah, I shouldn't joke about my dad too much. I shouldn't joke about my dad. He's had a rough time recently. He was diagnosed with prostate cancer about 18 months ago. No, you're thinking, is he really going to stand there and joke about his dad's cancer? Fuck him, right? Thing is, what you got to think, it's win-win for me. Like, if my dad beats cancer, yeah, I've got a dad. And if he doesn't, oh, there's a house. Silver linings in it. Fuck off, it's got a stanner. It's a nice house, right? Well, my dad had the last laugh. In typical dad fashion, my dad had the last laugh. Because I've recently found out prostate cancer can be passed down through the male side of the family. So now once a year, I have to go and get inspected by Dr. Big Knuckle. Only needed one stick before the first inspection, Jack. But I did all right, ladies and gentlemen. I got a job recently in a hotel. Actually, I had a bit of a disciplinary earlier. You're looking at me. I can't grow a beard. Like, you're looking at this. This is about 3 days' worth of growth. It's pathetic, but I'm not arsed. And someone started taking the piss out of me. But apparently, I'm the knobhead for complimenting hers. Strike one that was. But my boss came up to me and she says, Rick, we're going to send you on defib training. I said, that is a terrible idea, mate. I'm the type of guy that can't make it across the road before the little red man's gone on again at the traffic lights. I don't think I should be relied on in a time-critical situation. The poor cunt will be dead. Save the money. But I did all right, ladies and gentlemen. I've got a girlfriend now. But before I got with my girlfriend, I got a bit deep into them, you know the sex lines you can phone? Yeah, you do. And I got a bit into it, and I actually found a cerebral palsy sex line, which is a bit niche, innit? And I got into it. I phoned up. I was like, ooh, what you wearing? She said, my dinner. You look fucking horrified by that joke. At that point, I thought it's time to get a real girlfriend in it. But I've got a girlfriend. She's great. She's able-bodied. It's not a brag. I just think it's important you all understand they don't just put disabled people in a room and make them breed. It's not how disability works. But she's great. My girlfriend's great. She does like a drink, though. She likes to drink a little bit too much. Like, I know someone's had too much to drink when they're trying to do the YMCA and look dyslexic. I know someone's had too much to drink when at the end of the night, I'm the best person to rely on for balance. And my girlfriend, Jack, she doesn't get my humour when she's had a drink. We're having a bit of an afternoon drinking session the other day. She turned to me, she says, Rick, have you thought about kids? I said, not recently. She didn't find that as funny as you did. And she stormed out of the house. I mean, let's be honest, I am chasing absolutely nobody. So I just put the telly on, didn't I? About 10 minutes later, there was a knock at the door. I thought, fucking hell, she's locked herself out. I got to the door. It wasn't my girlfriend. It was Jova's, wasn't it? Fucking God Squad, mate. I tell you what, if one good thing came out of lockdown, it was getting a letter instead of a knock on the door, wasn't it? At least you got a bit of kindling for the winter. But this lady was there, and she was giving it the chat. She was giving it the chat, and then she clocked my sticks. She said, oh, if you become a Jehovah's Witness, God will heal you. Woohoo. I said, hold that thought, mate. Let me phone my dad. I phoned my dad, didn't I? Dad, you knobhead. Sending me to hospital for them operations. You just sent me to church, mate. He said, Rick, you might have got fingered, mate. I said, I'm going to be honest with you, Dad. I would back onto that thing for a good pair of legs. It seems like a good price to pay, doesn't it? Like, I'm serious. If someone came up to me now and says, Rick, I can make your legs work, but I've got to put a finger in your bum, I would say, mate, put two in there, get the job done. I'll push back. Fist me. Fist me. Sorry about that. I lost my cool. I went back to this lovely lady at the door. I said, sorry about that, sweetheart. Tell me more about JC. She said, I think you've misunderstood. I was like, I knew there'd be a fucking catch here, didn't I? Said, if you become a Jehovah's Witness, you'll be able to walk alongside God in heaven. Fuck off, mate. I said, let me get this right. You want me to give you 10% of my annual wage to feel good about myself? She said, yes. I said, if I was going to do that, I'd go to a fucking brothel. At least the touching's consensual. Do you know what I mean, Jack? Sorry about the eye contact there, Jack. But yeah, I did all right there, German. I'm actually a Paralympian. I went to the Paralympics. Ooh. Does anybody want to have a guess at the one person clapping? Cheers, bro. The rest of you can go fuck yourself. Anyone want to have a guess at the sport I did? Diving. Nice. That was good. There's normally some cunt that says the high jump. But that was, yeah, the joke's past now, mate, but thank you for your input. Invaluable. Fucking, that was wicked, that was. I fucking like that. No, I did the very manly sport of dressage. Yeah. Sorry? Yeah, I fucking smashed it, mate. Yeah, horse dancing. So for those of you who don't know what it is, we basically sit on a horse and make them dance. Sorry? Who? Did you just say something then instantly fucking regret it when I looked at you? Because that's how it feels. I'll be honest, it was just nice to get a set of working legs underneath me. Well, you see and you hear some weird things in a Paralympic village. In a Paralympic village, it's like role reversal, yeah? Out here, I'm the minority, right? In there, you fuckers are. We're all looking at each other. Like, the more spacked up you are in a Paralympic village, the more you fit in. Jack, it's amazing. We're having disabled top trumps and everything. Never felt so alive. Then we're all getting pissed, sending each other stick pics. It's great. It's time to be alive, man. It's great. Well, you don't just see weird things in a Paralympic village. You hear some weird things. There's a guy on the team with me. He had cerebral palsy as well. Like, fine, I get it. He qualifies. He got with a girl on the Danish team. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I did not challenge her to a game of disabled top trumps. Like, she was pretty fucked up, man. I'd have lost. She had a lot of things wrong with her. But epilepsy is the only thing that matters in this story. Them pair got together. I was in the next room. And to this day, I don't know if he was powered by a spasm or if she was powered by strobe light. And honestly, I don't care. Because listening to that, I had the best wank of my life. It's great. It's great. I was trying to rip the end off it and everything. It was fucking marvellous. Then I remember Dr. Big Knuckle, didn't I? Slip one in. I'm not even into it. I got fucking carried away, didn't I? But it was the Beijing Games that I went to, and I came back from Beijing, and I had a case of the old Beijing belly, didn't I? Yeah, let's talk about diarrhea, people. It's called the runs for a reason. And I can't. Let me tell you about the time I shit myself at a family barbecue. I'd not long been with my girlfriend. She says, come on over, meet the family, we'll have a little barbecue. Little being the key word, Jack. It wasn't little. Everyone was there. They'd even bought the pets. Who the fuck does that? There was this horrible little rat chihuahua shih tzu. That's not a dog, is it? Fuck off. Like, if I can pick it up and wash my car with it, it's not a dog. Right? Anyway, it was there and I felt it. I felt, not the dog, that would be weird. I felt my stomach churning and instantly I knew I needed to relieve a little bit of pressure. Unlike my lazy bitch of a mother, I pushed too hard. There's always that air of optimism, right? Like, oh, I hope that's sweat. It wasn't. I says to my girlfriend, where's the toilets? She said upstairs. I said, fuck. Because it was at this point I noticed the cream carpets, right? Yeah. I went upstairs as fast as I could go. You can probably imagine it wasn't very fast. I was in a hell of a litter by the time I got there. Yeah, let's talk about bathroom floors, shall we? They're slippy at the best of times, aren't they? Hey, but when you've got your kegs halfway down your ankles, the last thing you need to do is to hit a spot. I fell down. At that point, I sneezed. Mate, it was like an arterial bleed. It was bad. Just when you think things couldn't get any worse, the fucking dog came in. And you know how dogs like to roll in fox shit? He had a great time, mate. Straight downstairs, over the cream carpets. Fucked. My girlfriend's mum had a heart attack when she saw that. Probably should have done that defib training, eh? She might still be here. Fuck off. But you're looking at me now, ladies and gents. You can probably imagine I've spent a fair bit of time in hospital and with the doctor, and what comes hand in hand with that is medication. Had to take a fair bit of that over the years. There's a little warning label on the back of a lot of prescription painkillers. Do not consume alcohol whilst taking this. The reason for that is because it's fucking awesome. It's good. But I've always known if I'm hallucinating. Like, I've never truly believed my hallucinations. Like, if I'm on the sesh and I look down, and by some miracle, I've got Baywatch-era Pamela Anderson just giving me a blowy, I am well aware that in reality, I've probably just dropped a bit of pate and the dog's clearing it up. Does that stop me enjoying it? Well, it probably should. But I'm high and I just ride it out. I was on holiday a few years back, and a mate of mine, Jimmy, was pushing me down towards the beach in my wheelchair, and we could hear all this strange music, so we joined the party. Now, the party was being held by chemistry students from Cambridge who had made their own ketamine. Right? Yeah, now I've always known if I'm hallucinating, but this guy came up to me, and he was convinced he was a pirate. Right? He genuinely called himself Captain Crack Sparrow. And he's a big guy. I'm a little dude. He came up to me. He went, "Arr!" I was like, "Arr?" I didn't know what to say. He went, "I love your ship. Let me have a go on your ship." Now, I'm getting into it at this point. I'm like, fucking arr. No word of a lie, people. He picked me up, put me on a bench, put my wheelchair above his head, and ran towards the sea. Right? He thought my wheelchair was a fucking boat. Right? I turned to my mate, Jimmy. I was like, "Jim, get my boat." Now, this is how I know me and Jimmy are good mates. He turned to me and said the exact same thing I was thinking. He says, Rick, half me wants to get your boat, but the other half wants to see how this shit plays out. Guess which one we went for? So we played it out, people. I lost the wheelchair in the sea. It was a fucking nightmare getting back to the caravan that night. I woke up the next day, looked out the window, and there's my boat. There's my chair. I turned to Jim. I was like, Jim, how'd you get that back, mate? Jimmy had no idea what I was talking about. Turns out none of that happened. And you really should not drink on prescription medication. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Ricky Balshaw. You've been fucking great. Keep your back. Thank you very much.
Ricky Balshaw, ladies and gentlemen.